What's up guys, YST here and welcome back to another Raid Shadow Legends video. And joined by me today for the first ever time is Mr. HWZ. How's it going, bro?
It's going awesome, bro. I appreciate you for having me on your channel, bro. You've been killing it with the content, man. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, so for anybody that actually doesn't know about HWZ, he was on Raidzilla with myself and Darth and all of that good stuff. And he had like one of the best verses on there in my personal opinion. But away from that, you actually have your own YouTube channel, right? So do you just want to speak to us and introduce yourself a little bit of what you get up to on your channel?
Yeah, man. So I'm HWZ, the Holy Wizard, as some people know me by. I've been a streamer for a while, but definitely on my YouTube grind now, making all sorts of raid content. I try to do some different things. Got some things coming soon using rare champions that are going to be awesome. Try to make some things that are accessible. Been doing a lot of Sand Devil content lately. And just trying to do things that I would normally do in the game. Not really going out of my way to, do much else because I can only do what I could do. So I try to, keep it to more of my play style and what I'm actually doing when I'm actually playing the game. Try to keep it as realistic as possible.
Yeah, 100%. And I've obviously been subscribed to you from the start, so I know that how good his content is, guys. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave everything in the description below. Make sure you guys go drop a subscription. On top of that, you've actually got a little giveaway going on, right? Do you just want
to... Yeah, so right now we're doing a nice giveaway. Actually two giveaways, but the one that's currently going on, the one that's currently active is an account giveaway. It's a pretty stacked account. It's a starter account. So you'll have everything to complete. You have the Arbiter missions to complete. You'll have all of the champions, Mathrala and whatnot that you'll need to get. But it's super stacked. You know, there's 25k plus energy. There's over 70 Lego books, 69 epic books on it. And there's what, maybe 30, 40 legendary champions on it, some meta champs on there. So anybody who gets the account is going to be lucky to have it for sure.
Yeah, so I'll definitely leave that in the description as well, guys. If you're interested in account giveaways or just supporting HWZ, everything will be below. But all right, in terms of this video, we're actually going to be speaking about 10 things that you might not have known in Raid Shadow Legends. And we felt like with the free-to-play series kicking off alongside HHGaming and the other content creators, that we felt like this would be a really strong topic for the channel. And we're basically going to break down these things. You might know some of these, you might not know. And because there was actually some in here that we're speaking behind the scenes. But I was like, wait, really? Is that actually in the game? Right? So I think it'll be pretty cool to showcase the main ones that we highlighted for you guys today. So we just kind of stuck to around 10 to 12 in total. But H-Dubs, do you just want to kick us off here with number one of something that people might not know about?
Yeah. So number one is Doom Tower and Faction Wars keys will not be used up if you fail or quit the level. Doom Tower gold keys are needed for advancement, and repeating a completed level will consume silver keys, not the gold keys. So if you are using your Doom Tower and Faction Wars keys, you fail or you quit, you're going to be good. You can come back and complete it whenever. It's not like energy. It's not going to be depleted. So that's a great resource that we have in the game.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of this. It's actually one of my favorite places in the game. I feel like that was very innovative with like the boss styles and the rotations, even though I'd love to have another boss in the Doom Tower rotations. But it's actually really cool not to be able to use your energy, right? And knowing that if you fail a floor, you can attempt it as many times as possible. Go in there, get creative, try out different teams in your rosters, and then you might be able to whack them out the park with one lucky team, right? So that'd be pretty cool.
Yep.
So yeah. That was number one. In terms of number two, we're going to be talking about the clan boss keys, guys. Now, with clan boss keys, it's not like the Hydra boss where, let's just say, hypothetically, you go into the Hydra. We'll just quickly do a run just for the sake of it. We just put a solo Duchess in there. Let's go. So basically, with the Hydra boss, and I would actually love this to happen with the clan boss as well someday. So if Raid, if you're watching, please, in a new battle, do it. So, boom. If you see right here, we've got a free regroup right behind H-Dubs. You might not be able to see it properly. And then a keep result. But on the clan boss, actually, if you want to reset your keys, let's just say you're getting to that one key territory, an Ultra Nightmare or normal or whatever it may be, you can actually close your entire game on your device, on your mobile or your PC. When you log back in, you'll actually still have your key available. So if you're one of those players that's sometimes falling short, sometimes you're actually getting it, maybe if you just want to save your time of the key refresh, you'll be able to just close your game, reopen it, and get straight back into another battle, right?
Definitely. I think that this is most beneficial for people who are like just building their first like one key Ultra Nightmare comp, or like you've just built Bat Eater or any of those comps to try to get, on a 2-1 ratio, what have you, to get a top chest. this is very beneficial, because, depending on the affinity, you may or may not hit the top chest. So you go ahead and back out, run it again, maybe get some better RNG on it.
Yeah, 100%. I've been doing it on the free-to-play as well. It's like, oh, damn, I'm about to fall short. And I'm just quickly hitting the X, like, get me out of here, Polarium, please. But all right, what's that number 3 for the list?
So number 3 is there is a turn limit on fights in the game. It is 1,500 and is counted each time a champion takes a turn. If you exceed the turn limit, the fight will not count. And I see this so many times with people doing Doom Tower battles, whether it be the waves or the boss, or more specifically in like some of the secret rooms on hard. Some people have some really high turn counts trying to get those secret rooms done to get those fragment champions. So just a thing to remember is you have 1,500 turns. Once you see that turn count, it's going to be on the right side. It's going to turn red. Once it turns red, you're not going to get credit for the fight.
Yeah, so we've seen that traditionally in like clan boss runs with like some of the crazy world record teams. We see it traditionally with like solo strategies as well, right? Like if you're doing like trying to cheese the Scarab King and you haven't got Warmaster on and you're just surviving thinking, yo, we're gonna get this done in 3 hours. You might actually come back to the fight. You might have killed him, but you've like passed the turn count, so you're not gonna get the win, right? So I guess just pay attention to that, guys, and just be wary that if you're doing some of these cheesy strategies, you might see that turn count limit, or if your team's just too beastie and they last forever. Yeah. So all right. The next one's actually gonna be fragments won't be sold if you do not complete, or should I say, if you complete them. So what does that mean? Well, at the moment, we've got the Phixion fusion on, guys. Now, let's just say, hypothetically, you've completed the fusion, and you get all of your 100 fragments that you need for Phixion, and then you summon your champion. Well, some people actually go overboard, right? And then they get extra fragments, like 150 or so. But Raid actually won't sell you the fragments if you've already completed the fusion. They'll only sell it to you if you fell short on the fusion, right? So let's just say you got 90 fragments through the fusion. You might see a pack pop up saying, do you want this for an extra £20 or something? But if you actually completed it and you've got an extra 50 fragments, you won't be able to purchase them because they won't offer it to you. But you might see it in like future events or tournaments where they do like special times. They might throw some fragment fusions in there. So
Yep. Yeah, and this was one that actually came up more recently.
Yeah.
In my last stream, because it was during the arena tournament. The arena tournaments, they don't usually push up that high on global, and it was really high for this past arena tournament we had for the fusion was really high because a lot of those guys were pushing up to get those extra frags, but a lot of them probably don't know that you won't get sold extra frags if you complete the fusion.
Yeah, I guess obviously if some people do have the extra fragments, sometimes it could be good for future events because they do sometimes do them, but it's very rare. I kind of wish they had like a universal fragment system where they can implement these fragments that people can't complete, throw them over events and tournaments in like whatever events they may be. I think that'd be a pretty cool way to kind of, like right now, if I got Iron Brago and I want to finish this up and get an extra one, I don't see why we can't have that option in the game if we wanted to, I guess.
Yeah, I do. Exactly. I wish, man. I wish.
Yeah. So, all right. Did it kick us off with the next one here?
Yeah, man. So the next one is the 2x shard events go in alphabetical order with the 10x events in between them. So you're going to have 2x ancients first, then you're going to have a 10x, then you're going to have a 2x sacred event, and then a 10x, and then you're going to have a 2x void event, and then a 10x. This never changes. This is the constant schedule for the summoning event. So just something to always think about if you're thinking about saving your shards or pulling your shards for an event.
Yeah, I agree with that because it's actually a very big topic. Like, oh, which shard events come in next, right? And I feel like if you know that simple thing, like it sounds so simple, but many people don't know about this. Like if you follow that order, you can kind of know when to save up for an event. Will you have enough shards for this fusion? You can kind of judge, oh, this is going to be a 10x. I'm going to need sacred shards. Let me save up these sacred shards for this event. So it's kind of good to kind of know that in the back of your mind and judge it for yourself just while you're saving your resources, right?
Yeah, definitely, man. And just to add, one thing I forgot to put on there was about the midweek 10x's that we get during CVC. So every CVC, we're pretty much going to have some sort of 10x in there. It's kind of rare that we don't. I don't think we've had one in the past few months where there wasn't like a 10x event going on during the CVC.
Yeah, of course. And on top of that, there's like guaranteed events. There's like double legendary events where they kind of throw them in like randomly. So it's really hard to judge those ones. That's just all hypotheticals thinking, oh, we're kind of due one now and we just expect them. But
Exactly,
on top of
exactly.
that, sometimes they do like seasonal stuff over like Christmas, where you might see a different pattern in that, where they might do like a different shard event on every single day of the weekend. But from what I've seen
Yep.
in the past few years, it's only been a seasonal thing, and then they carry this
Yep.
same routine through the rest of it.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. We might actually see something like that very soon. Um,
over like Valentine's or
I was th-
Easter
I
and
was
stuff like
thinking,
that.
yeah, I was thinking Valentine's,
Yeah.
just because there's going to be so many champions that they're going to want to 10x, especially because we got like Mariska and Taurus going to be probably added to the couples list. So
Oh, that's a good little guess there.
spicy, spicy.
So, all right. So, next one is actually going to be heading into the Great Hall. Guys, get your sunglasses on. It's looking golden here. But yeah, jokes aside, guys. The Great Hall development is one of the best places in this game. Period. It's something that you should be farming over the years that you're playing, or months, however long you're playing. Because H Dubs, do you want to enlighten us what this can actually do for players?
So the Great Hall is going to affect every champion for their specific affinity everywhere in the game. So you're looking at a boost of 80 res, 80 accuracy for everybody within that specific affinity that you level up to level 10, right? So, this is a great thing to take advantage of on top of all of the other things that we have now, including the empowerments and the ascensions and all those things that add extra stats. These are stats that you're going to be able to get from completing some PvP. I just wish they would do something about it for the in-game players like me that have already maxed our Great Halls.
Oh god. Yeah, do you know what? One other thing that I was saying is I really wish that they wouldn't just tie it down just to arena, because I feel like not everybody plays the game for arena, and I kind of match
Yep.
PvE and PvP at the same caliber in terms of what people
Mm-hmm.
enjoy. Like for me personally, I'm more of a PvE player than a PvP.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I get my
Mm-hmm.
enjoyment. So I feel like there should be some form of way of people trying to develop their Great Hall as kind of a catch-up system, because this game's been out for years and loads of players do have these crazy gold Great Hall developments. And for somebody coming in and seeing stuff like this, it can be a bit intimidating knowing that it takes that long to get it. So I feel like because the game's been out for that long, for players to feel like they've got any chance of competing in the higher arenas, I feel like there needs to be other ways to attain these apart from just PvP battles.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. That's a valid point, bro.
Yeah.
Valid point.
One other thing I wanted to mention while we're on this page is stuff like attack percent. They kind of lure you into this with the missions and the progress challenges. And I'd say kind of you need to understand that if it's a defense-based champion, right, they're not going to benefit from the attack stats, because one kind of common thing I see is people believe that attack means that you just hit harder. And that's kind of a
Yep.
main thing in like many games, right? Talk about console games or whatever. You're like, oh, I've got more attack. I'm going to smack this dude. But in
Yep.
Raid, it's kind of, if the champion scales of attack, you're going to see a great value. But then 9 times out of 10, you want to be focusing on that accuracy, focusing on that defense percent, and really adding to the sustainability and landing those debuffs a lot more consistently. So
Definitely.
is that kind of the ways that you would recommend? Those two columns first and then kind of dib and dab around that? Or is there anyone you would
I
choose
would
over that?
So personally, I go for accuracy and resist first.
Okay.
Accuracy is a lot easier to get. So I did resist first because like the accuracy set drops a lot. We farm a lot of dragon.
Yep.
Nobody really farms ice golem unless you're getting reflex gear or like obviously resist gear. But like I feel like the ice golem, like we don't farm it enough to get resist gear. So I went for resist first. We have perception as well, which we can craft all day. So resist was obviously number one for me, and then accuracy, and then from there I just went based on my account, like which champions I was using the
Yeah.
most.
Yeah,
So whether I
that's
needed crit damage or what have you, you have to do it. All of these things are based on your specific account. So like it doesn't matter what I say or what I did for my account. You have to look at your account, see what champions you're utilizing, and then go from there and say, okay, I need to upgrade these things so that I can maximize my account.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, let's just say, guys, hypothetically, you pull a Duchess, right? You're going to be wanting to focus on that spirit affinity, that HP percent, that resistance. You really want to add to the stats of your god tier champions. And that's kind of how I
Yep.
played it as well. I was kind of in a similar boat, just going according to where my account's right now, what we're trying to do, what kind of stats do we need, and all of that stuff. And also, guys, on the right hand side, you may also see above H Dub's head with the 22%. The higher tiers that you go, these stats will also affect every single champion on your account. So the higher you get, the more value you're going to see, meaning that you have a lot easier time in places like Clan Boss or wherever you go in the game, right?
Yep. Yep.
So, all right, do they kick us off here with the next one? What we got?
Yeah. So the next one is legendary and epic skill tomes are very hard to get the more you push into the game, unless you're doing like Ultra Nightmare. So you shall only use them on legendary or epic champions respectively. I can honestly say in like my first few weeks playing the game, I did use epic and legendary tomes on champions that might have not been epic and legendary. You know, Raid was a very like coming into Raid, I had never played a game like this before. And I'm not, you know, afraid to admit I had never played you know, a game like this. And so I kind of jumped in, and I was just having a lot of fun. I saw the tomes. I'm like, ooh, I need to use these, you know, and I didn't do a lot of research. So I probably went in honest like 4 months before I really dove deep into how to actually progress my account. And then shout out to Cold Brew Gaming. He did 2 takeovers for me and he got me right while I was working on my Arbiter missions.
Yeah. But yeah, it's true, because I don't even know why Raid's got this in the game. Like, guys, what we're basically saying is, if you see this Fencer champion, I don't even know, don't even ask me why I knew the name, because it just came out randomly. But if you see here, we can actually apply legendary skill tomes into rare champions, and this is a no-go, okay? You don't, you do not do this, all right? You stick to the rarities. If you see a rare champion, you use only rare skill tomes. If you see an epic champion, use only epic skill terms. Like, it sounds simple, but as you were saying, there is many players out there that actually make this common mistake by just not realizing, right, the value of something like a legendary skill term. It costs, how much money would you put on like one in their pack shop? It's a lot, right?
Oh my God, bro. It's too much, bro. And oh my God, another thing I just remembered too, that a lot of people might not know about the skill tomes, right? So we got CVC going on right now, right? A lot of people use skill tomes to get high points.
Yep.
But another reason why you shouldn't be using legendary tomes on epics or rares is if you upgrade that champion with a legendary skill tome, or you upgrade a rare with an epic skill tome, you don't get the same amount of points that you would get if you upgraded that respective champion with that skill tome.
Oh, do you know what? I haven't even tried that, and I'm not even gonna try that. But that sounds scary. Can you imagine?
Bro,
like, why am I not getting those CVC points?
You want to test it right now, bro, for the people?
I'll try it for the people. Okay, so I'm going to put an epic skill. Guys, this is just for you, all right? This is just for you. So I'm going to put in... Oh, for God's sake, I can't believe this. All right, one epic skill tome into Fencer. And as you see there, guys, we only got 75 points. Whereas if we go into an epic champion now and try to book somebody up...
That was champ training points.
Oh, was it? Wait, so was it?
Yeah, because you can use books for champ training, and it said 500, right? 500 points for
the rare. Okay,
CVC points.
So now we're gonna put one into Scrank because I'm actually gonna use this champion. So avoid that.
75.
1,000 points. So we got double, right? Pretty much.
Double.
So,
you get double.
I'm not gonna try the legendary skill turns for you, right? That's too much.
No. Just take my word for it. Take my word for it, bro.
All right.
Yeah. What's next? What we got next, YST?
All right, next up here is going to be champions that are stored in your vault. So, guys, if you look in here, we've got the Master Vault and we've got the Reserve Vault. They look very nice for storing those champions you might not want to use. But you can actually use champions from your vault in your actual like teams, right? You can use them in your preset teams. You can use them just to use anywhere without having to store them in your main place. Because there is many times you might have seen with like account takeovers where we sign into an account. This is all clustered up with champions, and like for stuff like faction wars, like these champions don't need to be in our main rosters. We don't want to see them every day, right? So somewhere like this is really cool to store those champions where you can still have stuff equipped, by the way, but you just can't have stuff equipped with what is it? Like you can't edit anything from this. So if you're trying to like edit some gear sets, you're not going to be able to do it, but you can use them wherever you like to, right?
Yep.
So do you do this with a bunch of your champions as well?
Yeah, of course, man. Yeah. And there's another thing about the new vault as well, is I'm glad they opened it, because I'm one of the probably few people that hasn't maxed out their storage. I haven't spent the gems or the silver to max out my storage. Like I try to be very efficient with my account, and like, you know, one of the things I like about the new storage space where like you can't have gear on was like when we had the event where everything, like it was free gear removal. You could just slap champs into the new vault and it would strip them for free, so you don't have to strip the pieces one by one.
Yeah, that's huge. 100%.
That was huge, man. All right, so next up we got number 9. Affinity matchups do not matter when landing debuffs if the skill says that the debuff is placed and there is no hit. So you got champions that just place skills like Dracomorph. He's gonna place decreased defense weaken without touching the opponent. It doesn't matter if he is weak affinity, he is still gonna have a chance to do that. Same thing. I think Geo's HP burn weaken works very similarly, right? So like even another place this is beneficial is like the Hydra boss, right? When the Hydra boss, if you're going up against that poison cloud, if you have champions that are just placing debuffs without hits, you can still place those debuffs even when there's a poison cloud up.
Yeah, 100%. Like that's something that when I first came into this game, I didn't understand the difference between placements and actually hitting with abilities. Like not being able to get those weak hits is actually huge. Like obviously one of the common things would be a Madam Ceres. Don't worry about anything. You're not gonna get like you just go boom, strip everything off, and then you're good to go. Same thing as you're saying with the Geomancer, placing the burns on stuff like whichever boss, because he's the boss slayer. He can absolutely shred. No matter the affinities, like with the Iron Twins Fortress, you might see a great value of that and Hydra boss.
Yep. And another thing, like, you know, we also have other skills that can't be blocked right now. So like Harima with her provoke, like it can't be blocked if she's up against demon spawn. So even like if there is block debuffs up, she'll still place it over the block debuffs, which is insane, man.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? What's your most wanted champion in the game, by the way? Quick fire question.
Most wanted champion in the game is probably a dupe Harima.
A dupe Harima. Talk about not even. I haven't even got one. He's patting me in the face of Harimas. It's alright as long as they're from the Shadowkin. I'm not hating. I love the Shadowkin. You know me.
I know.
All right, so next up here, guys, we're going to be heading into masteries, and we're not going to be speaking about everything. We'll save that for another video. But the main things we do want to touch upon, I'm just going to quickly move myself out of the way. There we go. Is the difference between, you're right, H-dubs, I'm going to put you right next to me now.
Oh, yeah, let's go.
There you go, look. We do a tradition. Do you want to do a little high five? Can you reach? Boom! Oh, we got protected buff. So basically, I'm on this tree here, as you see right on my left-hand side, that you can have the Giant Slayer Masteries and you can have the Warmaster Masteries. Now, the difference between these are, with Warmaster, what do we want HWZ? What do we want with this? What kind of champions?
You want champions that are going to attack probably one time, well, anything less than 3 times on the A1. I'll just say that. So 1 or 2 hits, you want Warmaster, sorry.
Yeah, and then of course, if they got more than 2 hits, let's just say someone like an Allure or a Crew Traxxer, you're gonna want the Giant Slayer guys. Now that is the huge difference, especially in clan boss and dungeon bosses. You're gonna see this huge value of your champions when they got the multi-hitters. All right, next up, where we going?
That's it, bro. That's 10, isn't it?
Oh, don't worry. We're going to keep going, guys. Bonus points.
Oh, wait. Oh. Bonus. I didn't even know.
This is for the people that stayed after the 10. We thought we're going to have some secret ones. You know, like a little Easter egg at the end of a Marvel movie. That's what you're about to witness, guys. All right?
Gotcha. So bonus number 1. If you do not claim your arena chest, it will stay there and they will stack up. So you don't have to, on Monday after reset, if you don't claim your chest, it's going to stay. You don't have to go claim it immediately. It's not going to go anywhere. And this is one of the rare things that you know in the game that if you don't claim, it's not going to go to your inbox either. It's going to stay right here.
Yeah, even I didn't know that for a long time. And then I'd seen it around 2 months ago. Somebody had like 10 or something. I was like, what? How do you get 10 arena chests? It's because they've just been saving them up, guys. So when you see it pop up in your game, you can close it, save it for like a fusion, open them all up. You might get some shards that you forgot about.
Yep.
Yeah. And the final one that we're going to sneak in here is going to be talking about Magisteel. So if we head into the Forge, so this little cheeky little material here, you can actually cap at, if I don't want to get the number wrong, at 10,000, right? That is the cap of this.
Yep.
Yeah, so Magisteel is like, so you just want to make sure that you're staying on top of this, because if you're not using your resources and you're just saving them all the time, you might actually not be getting any Magisteel because you've already reached the cap. So I'd say just keep an eye on it, make sure you're not capped, and if you are, maybe roll some pieces, take it down a bit so you're not completely not getting anything back in return, right?
Definitely, man. Because you always want to be generating resources, so it's similar with the same as energy, you know, when you're over cap, you know, if you want to get it down so you can always be generating resources.
Yeah, 100%. But yo, H-dubs, that's all for the list today. appreciate you coming
Yeah,
on.
man.
I appreciate your
I
time.
appreciate you having me, man. I
Yeah.
appreciate you having me.
Yeah,
It was a
first time on
pleasure,
the
bro.
channel and stuff. It's been really nice to have you on. Anything you want to say here before we wrap things up?
Just, thanks for the opportunity, man. I look forward to 4 collabs with you in the future for sure. And yeah, you have a great audience, great support. I love your videos, of course, man. And yeah, big up to you on 20K.
Oh,
Big
thanks,
up to
bro.
you, bro.
I appreciate it,
Yeah.
man. Don't worry, guys. H-Dubs, he's coming. He's coming. As a tradition on the channel, I always like to summon a little cheeky shard. We're going to get an Acrizia, of course. No, we're not. We're going to summon one more because the second one's definitely an Acrizia, of course.
Let's go.
Come on.
Old.
Ah, for God's sake. There we go. But yeah, guys, that is going to be all for today's video. If you did enjoy it, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Head into the description below, drop a subscribe to HWZ, get involved in his giveaway and all of that fun stuff. And we'll catch you guys in a video soon. Peace.